Order in the court. Last week I told you all that Miller was on trial for several crimes against the justice movement. And tonight, I can tell you that we have reached a verdict. We find Miller guilty of all charges. And since we are being generous, he will serve no punishment until Resurrection pay-per-view in the form of a lethal injection. Tonight, however, you do get to see Miller against AD Nathaniel tonight. So you will get to see a little taste of what is to come at Resurrection. Miller is not ready for the punishment that he is. Sorry to interrupt you while you admit to ruining my show this week and all that, but I have an announcement to make. As Skeen said, tonight's main event was supposed to be Stephen Miller versus AD Nathaniel. But I've had a change of heart. You know, since you've become champion, I haven't seen you in this ring in an official match yet. And since I want to see as much of my talent as possible, I have decided that instead of the scheduled main event, Brad Skeens will step into the ring in the main event to face an opponent of my choice. And for the sake of protecting that individual from ambush from you and your team, his name will not be revealed until tonight's main event. But trust me when I say, you're probably not going to like it. Oh, and one more thing you should know. To keep the main event fair and thoroughly entertaining, I am banning the Justice team from the match at ringside. And if I see any involvement that isn't your own, then there will be punishment for all of you in store. Anyway, have fun out there tonight, Skins, and good luck to you. Trust me when I say, you're gonna need it. Well, with tonight's main event already sorted for us, it is time to kick off the show. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darren Jacobs, and welcome to another episode of Monday Night Mayhem. We are 2 Mayhems and 2 fight nights, including this show, away from the first pay-per-view of season number 2, Resurrection, and as such, we continue on the qualifying for the Hardcore Championship ladder match, and the first person looking to do just that and qualify here tonight is this man, the first ever WIW champion, Rage. Now, last season, of course, the beginning was a great start to the season. He was the WIW champion. Unfortunately, he couldn't hold it for very long after being attacked by Jaden and by Albright. And unfortunately for him, he just was unable to recapture the gold. And then from there, he formed the Dragon Dynasty, where they hunted the tag team championships, but were just unsuccessful on 2 occasions against the Linebacks, who of course were the dominant force at the time. Then after that, he took a long absence from the company, and he returned at the Royal Rumble, where he had a pretty decent Royal Rumble, to be fair, but you can imagine a guy of his size, very hard to eliminate. But since then, he's struggled. He hasn't quite got back into the rhythm of the WIW ways, and the former world champion will be looking to redeem himself with getting himself a title shot here tonight. And his opponent is quite a mismatch here in size, but I wouldn't say it's a downgrade in skill. It's the former Cruiserweight champion and Road to Glory Season 1 winner, James Rowley. A fantastic fighter in his own right, a truly amazing spectacle to see when he is in the ring. Rage and James Rowley, they've faced before, and it's always been a good match when these two have gone into the ring. But we'll see how James Rowley does here tonight against the much larger Rage. I believe James Rowley actually made it to the semi-finals of the WIW Championship Tournament last month, just 1 match shy of the Insomnia pay-per-view, where of course he would have been met with Brad Skeens, I believe, should that have happened. But maybe things may have panned out differently, but I don't know. But tonight he gets a shot at the Hardcore title if he can get past the monster that is Rage. The question is, what type of Rage is going to turn up here? And I guess we'll get into that a bit more in a minute. But the bell rings and the first contest of the night is underway. Remember, the winner joins Dino D, oh god, I've forgotten all the names already. Robert Hall, Dino D, Tyson Jackson, and who was the 4th one? I don't remember. He joins 7 other men in total for an 8-man Hardcore Championship ladder match to crown the first ever Hardcore Championship. Big stiff chop before a kick as well. And with Rage, it's been difficult. It's been a 50-50. You don't know what Rage is going to turn up. At some points last season, he was unstoppable. If you were to face him at the beginning of season number 1, you would never be able to stand toe-to-toe with this dude on your own. Aaron Albright found that out the hard way, which is why he formed the temporary alliance with Jaden in order to keep the big man down. And that's the thing, you have to do that. You could take this man alone. That's how powerful he was. But then, the end of the season, he was struggling for wins, struggling to get back into the WIW system. And I've said before, you can go to other promotions, you can wrestle there and be the top guy, but when you get to WIW, it's a whole new ball game and it's a whole new level of skill. Nice little bonsai drop there by James Rowley, having to give himself a little run-up just to get a bit more damage done to the monster that he steps into the ring with. Look at that, big clubbing forearm to take him down there. And that is just the way it is with Rage. You don't know which form of Rage is going to turn up. But Rage, it has to be said, the longer a match goes on, he tends to get more involved and better suited to the style that the match is adapting to. And of course, an obvious power and strength advantage he has, but the obvious speed advantage, as demonstrated there, is the young James Rowley, the Road to Glory winner, has been a fantastic fighter ever since. And you know what? You always know what you're going to get from James Rowley, because James Rowley gets in this ring and he gives it 110% every single week. He never fails to amaze the crowd. He's always been up and around and competing. Like I say, the semi-finals of the WIW Championship Tournament, he was the first person to beat Jake Griffiths for the Cruiserweight Championship. Unfortunately, he just couldn't hold that one off, and he lost it again to Jake Griffiths one more time. But James Rowley is a tough competitor. Hasn't really had a shot at the European Championship yet. But James Rowley, you've got to imagine it's going to be big things for season number 2. He was just trying to find his place as a well-established name on the card last season. And this season, you've got to believe he's ready to make the jump to the very top of the card. We saw the glimpses of it in the end of season number 2. And we'll see what he can bring to the table here for the Hardcore Championship. Oh, and a beautiful driving shoulder tackle to keep the monster down. He's having to put extra emphasis on all these moves just to try and keep the big man down. Of course, James Rowley, no stranger to slaying big men. He's going with the biggest of them and the baddest of them. but he's no fear as he's showing here tonight as he steps into the ring with one of the biggest men in the business. And now look at this, lifting him up in a vulnerable position here. Air Raid Siren right to the back of the neck. Beautiful neck breaker there. And James Rowley now not in the position he wants to be, with a Rage starting to get some momentum going in this match. And Rage getting caught on the rope there, manages to break himself free. And now look at this, just showing off the raw strength there by tossing around James Rowley. For Rowley, of course, he's a much lighter competitor, part of our Cruiserweight division. And I very much doubt that Rage will ever find his way into the Cruiserweight division. That is for sure. Rage, of course, only ever had eyes for the WIW Championship. He did have a spell in the tag team division for a brief period of time. Never went that way. Count of 5. Is he going to settle for counter? Oh, no, he's not! Elbow drop from the top rope. Beautiful work there by James Rowley. Wasn't just going to settle for the count out. And this is our first, this is our fifth, I believe, fifth Hardcore Championship qualifier here tonight. And these two really giving us a fight to start with. Look at the strikes coming in here. And a massive strike there to take him down. Asserting his strength and dominance early on here. And Rage looking for something big, lifting him up. That's quite a distance as he lifts him up. Oh, look at this. What's he thinking? Oh! And look at that. Spins the powerbomb out into a cutter. Very nicely done by Rage. And now into the cover. Is that going to be enough to get the job done? No, it's a 2 count. And Rage opting against the Road Rage, which has proved him to be effective in the past. And he hasn't gone for it here. Rowley, still early days in this fight, but he's taken some hits now. Needs to fire back with some hits of his own. Has Rage in the corner now. What's he thinking? Puts him on the ropes. Oh, look at this. Oh, and the beautiful athleticism of the natural cruiserweight on display right there. Very nicely done by James Rowley. And now Rowley lines himself up in a better position, looking for this high-flying knee. This has knocked out some of the best stars on the roster. Will it be enough to slay the monster? He had to put all his weight onto that knee to put him down into the cover. Is that going to be enough? Rowley's done it. And I think Rage made the mistake of not going for the Road Rage there to put Rowley away. And Rowley was just too much fighting him. He would not stay down. James Rowley has a shot at the Hardcore Championship. At Resurrection, look at Rage. He doesn't know what happened. He has fallen so far from grace, but Rowley showing the sportsmanship there to the much larger man. Now, you can say a lot of things about Rage, but he's not a sore loser. He knows when to admit defeat, and that is a disappointing loss for Rage there. This Hardcore title was right up his alley, but for Rage, I think it's back to the drawing board. He needs something new. He needs something fresh to figure out what's next for his career. But for James Rowley, this could be the launch pad to get him his second championship here in WIW. Big match to start the show. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Dormus, the new fragrance by Dormus. Welcome back, everybody. I am Dormus, and Dormus and Jesus want to talk to you about last week. As you saw, Dormus was attacked and assaulted by the Wolfpack. Dormus is not mad because he knew it was coming. You see, the Wolfpack, they fear us. They know they can't handle Dormus at full strength. They cannot handle Jesus at half strength. We've proved that Insomnia why the gods are the greatest tag team of all time. And as the first ever double champions of the tag team titles, we prove there is nothing we can't do. And that's exactly why they attacked us. They know they can't handle us anymore. The Wolfpack, they have gone soft. They no longer have that edge they had when they were the tag team champions. I mean, the only reason they were tag team champions in the first place is because they never faced the gods one-on-one or two-on-two. And look what happened when they did. They fell, and we won the tag titles. And don't expect the result to change because they ambushed us last week. You all know that the gods can play dirty too when they have to. So Wolfpack, bring your best shot, because that is the only way you're going to be able to handle the gods. Dormus agrees. So Wolfpack, I hope you're ready for Dormus, because Dormus can promise you that Dormus is ready for you. And when we walk out the tag team champions in 2 weeks' time, everyone will know not to mess with the League of Gods, the greatest tag team to ever grace a wrestling ring. Goodbye, everyone, and don't forget to pick up your own bottle of Dormus, the new fragrance by Dormus. Next up tonight, a match requested as a warm-up for the Mayhem Women's Champion. That's right, for the first time since Insomnia, the Mayhem Women's Champion, Haley Bowen, will be making her appearance tonight with the championship back around her waist. Now, a two-time Women's Champion, a fantastic fighter in her own right. Of course, at Insomnia, she did what no one thought was possible, and she managed to remove Sandra Piper out of the title picture with a 2-0 sweep in a 2 out of 3 Falls Count Anywhere matchup between her and Sandra Piper in an incredible match at Insomnia, and Bowen did just that. And Bowen has been very open on social media saying she'll take on anyone who thinks they're ready for this championship. She will take on, and that's proven true, to the point where she even put a poll up to challenge anyone for the women's division. Fortunately, the one person who ended up winning that has switched shows, but unfortunately for her, well, not unfortunately, now she's got a new challenger anyway. At Resurrection, she'll be defending her championship for the very first time against Tiffany Abbott, a former Trial-Era Women's Champion, and we'll see if Tiffany Abbott can turn the tides and finally start to gain some momentum at the Resurrection pay-per-view. Bowen's made a point of coming out and saying she's very excited at the prospect of facing her, as she's ready to prove straight away that she is not here to mess around. And she's coming up here tonight against one of the newest members of the women's division here on Monday Night Mayhem. She goes up against the Women's Battle Royal winner. It is Violet, who was the first person in WIW to secure herself a spot at Insomnia back when she won the Battle Royal at Sudden Death pay-per-view. That night also marked the return of Brooke Danger as well, but Violet was able to dethrone and get her out of there. She managed to get herself a title opportunity against the Fight Night Women's Champion Laura Stables. But for Violet, she fell short, and Stables, to be honest, made light work of her. And for Violet, she's finally hit the top of her performance. She's hit the peak, her pinnacle. She's really proven what she can do. And now Violet steps into the ring with Mayhem Women's Champion for the very first time. She can't afford to let her guard down because Bowen, as we've seen, is a very lethal competitor. Stepping into the ring with bell rings and away we both, and they both go for each other. Beautiful start to the match, and it went into a crucifix. They both were ready for each other here tonight. Look at that, charging at one another. Neither of them slowing down. Big strike there by Haley Bowen, and now getting her up. Look at this. Oh, and a beautiful cross-leg suplex there to Violet. And both these women coming out the gate strong here. And Haley Bowen, she's going to want to make a good first impression here tonight, because we know that she can. She's a fantastic fighter, and we know that Tiffany Abbott will be watching and waiting in the wings to see how this one goes. Bowen now Irish whip. Now Violet trying to capitalize, and she does. Big knee across the stomach. And now going straight to the top here. Violet not slowing down for a second here, but she sees Bowen getting back to her feet and aborts the jump. Both of these women came for a fight tonight. Both these women recently hit their peaks. You got to imagine that for Bowen, it doesn't get much better than dethroning Sandra Piper and claiming her second women's championship, tying with Sandra Piper for the most women's championships held in the Mayhem women's division. And of course, Fight Night has their own strong women, and they're all dealing with the situation of the newbies coming in as well. And of course, I'm sure Bowen's taking a look at Keiva Kaiju for her recent performances inside the ring. She's been a dominant force so far. But for now, she's got to concentrate on the task at hand, which is Violet. And then, of course, she'll be looking towards Resurrection this Sunday in real time. But for the calendar, the Universe Mode calendar, it's 2 weeks away. Hayley Bowen will be defending against Tiffany Abbott for the first time. And she's going to want to look to make a good first impression. She doesn't want people to think that it was a fluke, that she was, she only just beat Sandra Piper. Because remember, she took it from her twice. It wasn't just the once. She managed to dethrone Sandra Piper twice. And so she clearly has Sandra Piper's number, and Piper hasn't been seen since Insomnia. And we know she's out of the title picture. We already knew that she was not going to get another championship opportunity, at least for some time. So it'll be interesting to see how things progress. Now in the corner, not a good place to be here. As has a trap there, and look at this. Oh, just brushing the boot across the face here. Hayley Bowen. Oh, God, going for a run-up as well. Oh, and a massive running boot across the jaw by Bowen. Here's the cover now. Is that going to be enough to keep Violet down for tonight? It's a 2 count. And Bowen starting to get some momentum in this matchup. And now looking for the electric chair driver if she can find it. Violet, she doesn't know what she's getting into as she gets up here. Lifts her up. Looking for the electric chair. Can she do it? She drives her down. Electric chair driver. Is one going to be enough here to keep Violet down? It's a 2. And look at the surprise and shock on Bowen's face. She thought she had that one won. Bowen now bringing her back to her feet. Very nicely done there by Violet. And Violet now crucifix. Very nicely done. Deciding not to bridge into the cover here. She's taken some heavy hits, including her best one in the electric chair driver by Bowen, but to no avail just yet. And now Bowen in trouble here. She's taken down there with the neck snap. And now Bowen trying to fight her way back to her feet. Oh, but a rake of the eyes. And the referee behind him isn't going to see it from that angle. And now into the corner. A vulnerable position here for Bowen. And look at this. She's set up perfectly for it as well. Bowen in a lot of trouble. There's a super kick to the jaw. And now Violet looking for one more. And maybe a third. Just for good measure. Right to the jaw again of the champion. Violet, she has improved so much in such a short space of time. But does she have enough left in the tank to pull off the win here tonight? She really is bringing a fight here to Bowen. But Bowen is refusing to back down and lose her first night as champion. And now look at this, up on the shoulders. Beautiful sequence of moves here from Bowen, spinning her around into a cutter. Very nicely done. Down goes Violet again. In the middle of the ring now, into the cover. Oh, the referee very slow to count there. That might have affected the count. I'd say that was a 2 count if the referee had got down on time. The referee very slow to make the count. Oh, from behind now, might be looking for the Dragon Sleeper. Well counted there by Bowen. And now Bowen has her from behind. Might be able to capitalize. She's going for the chokehold of her own. And she's got it locked in. Oh, but it's very close to the ropes. Can she get a touch on it? Violet inches away, but she has to tap out. Bowen, big win here tonight on her first night out as champion. She needed to win against a tough competitor here in Violet. It gave her everything could, but the Miss Dragon Sleeper couldn't failed to help her get the job done. And the women's champion holds the championship high once again. A big win for her here tonight. And oh, there she is. The #1 contender standing at the ramp. Tiffany Abbott knows all too well what it's like holding that title around her waist, and she wants another taste of it for the first time in the modern era. But Bowen, she is standing tall here tonight, and I tell you what, if she keeps performing like this, it's going to be hard to imagine a time where she isn't going to be dominating like this for a while. Can Tiffany Abbott stop her momentum before it really gets running, or will Bowen show a new dominance here with shades of Sandra Piper? We'll have to wait and see what Bowen can do at Resurrection, but it's time to move on down the rest of the card. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here backstage with the European champion, Mason Foster. Mason, thank you for joining us today. Please tell us, tonight, of course, Scylla Jordan is scheduled to take on JW Cashman, and that's a match you're getting ready to walk out to now and go and spectate. But I just wanted to ask you, who do you think and want to face for the European Championship at Resurrection pay-per-view? Well, Jacobs, that's kind of a difficult question to answer, because if you ask me, I would prefer to face off against Scylla Jordan Well, I'd prefer Siler Jordan to win at least, because Siler Jordan, you know, he's worked hard to get here. He had to go through the road to glory to get to this far, and he's really came in here and he made a name for himself straight away. And you've got to admire that in a person who comes here and gets what he wants because he was willing to fight for it. Unlike Cashman, who comes here and he, you know, comes to this brand and he starts throwing cheap shots around, and that's not how things should be run around here. So I would like Siler Jordan to win. But if you're asking me who I'd prefer to face or who I think that I'd want to face at Resurrection, then the answer is it doesn't matter, because I'm ready to take on whoever wins tonight. I told you a few weeks ago that I'm here and I am ready to defend my European Championship against anyone while I hunt down the World Championship. And that still applies, so that it doesn't matter if it's Cashman who wins tonight or if it is Siler Jordan who wins tonight. Whoever wins, they need to know that no matter what the outcome, I intend on retaining my European Championship at the Resurrection pay-per-view. And once I'm done with either of them, whoever it may be, I continue to hunt the World Championship. Thank you, Jacobs, but I have a match to go and oversee. Well, some big words there from Mason Foster just before this match gets underway. And here we go. #1 contenders match. The winner faces Mason Foster for the European Championship at the Resurrection pay-per-view. And it's been a big night so far, and the action just continues to rise up. And the first man down to the ring, someone who has made an instant impact here on the roster following his Road to Glory Season 2 victory. The natural-born thriller, Siler Jordan, has arrived here to Monday Night Mayhem here tonight. And he has one man standing in his way for a shot at the European Championship, and that man is J.W. Cashman. Tonight he is accompanied by Mason Foster, but before this match kicked off, as you just saw, Mason Foster had some words to say. You know, he said he's hoping that Siler Jordan wins tonight. He deserves it. He's the better man between the two in his opinion, and he believes that, you know, those two will have a great match. But he made it clear he doesn't care who wins, because he is not afraid to defend against anyone. When he said that he was going to be a champion, he meant it. Those were his words there in that interview backstage. And now tonight he accompanies the natural-born thriller down to the ring just to level out the playing field, because you know that Travis will be lurking around the ring as well. And J.W. Cashman ready to take on Siler Jordan tonight, but the natural-born thriller, he looks ready. Look at the confidence on his face. He exudes confidence. He has done from the second he stepped into the Road to Glory tournament, and now he's here on the main roster and ready for his first title opportunity if he can take it here tonight. But he does have tough opposition, and here is the man that he'll be taking on. It is J.W. Cashman. He is coming down to the ring with Travis, his new business partner and associate. Very much a team here, but not a team that have gone straight into the tag division. These two opting to go for the singles title here. Now, you got to imagine, you got to ask, what does Travis benefit from this alliance? Right now, it's keeping Cashman in the European Championship picture, but what is Travis benefiting from it? I guess maybe more money. I guess that's where it comes down to with these two. Having almost like a business merger, these two coming together to make some more money, but I don't know where it stands between these two. It's a very fresh alliance. What the relationship is between the two, we don't know. We know Cashman, of course, was the mentee of Travis. Travis was very much his mentor in the Road to Glory Season 1. We'll have to wait and see what the relationship is like for now, but the European Championship #1 contenders match is underway. They went straight into a collar and elbow tie-up, and very well advanced here by J.W. Cashman early on. And Cashman, of course, the most popular voted superstar in the Road to Glory tournament of season #1. He was, of course, the runner-up for the Road to Glory season 1 tournament. He lost to the eventual winner of James Rowley. And as for Siler Jordan, he is also familiar with the Road to Glory system. He is the second ever winner himself. And if we'll have a third Road to Glory, I'm not too sure if we will. But it'd be interesting to see who the third one does. But I did like the Road to Glory tournaments, and I know you guys did as well. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe we can do another one later down the line. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. But with everybody coming into Revolution, hard to imagine we're going to do another one. There's a Northern Lights early on there from J.W. Cashman, and Siler Jordan under some early fire here from J.W. Cashman. And the two richest men's newest alliance, as I say. We don't know much about it. We don't know who benefits what from it. But right now, Cashman reaping the benefits of their alliance. Travis very much helping Cashman to get into the title picture. Mason Foster cheering on Siler Jordan here as he's trying to find an answer to some of these counters from Cashman. But Cashman really bringing the fight here. These two men hated each other on several promotions. They have collided. On social media, they are constantly colliding. But Cashman and Siler Jordan tonight, it's not about all the talk. It's not about all the matches that came before or all the matches that may come in the future. Tonight is about the European Championship. And they need to put their strong feelings behind each other because they have to focus on the task at hand. And that is securing the shot at that man on the outside's championship, Mason Foster. And Mason Foster, regardless of who wins it, you've got to imagine he's in for a huge matchup. Oh, look at that. Was thinking maybe $1 million strike there, but he couldn't quite get it. And now look at this. What's he thinking? Oh, drilling the head down into the mat there. I thought for a second maybe he was hooking it into a suplex. He decided against it and drills him down with a facebuster. Very nicely done. And now Siler Jordan taking him down there. Very nice leap. And Jordan now with a chance to maybe take an advantage here. And there's the cutter right in the middle of the ring. Oh, but look at Travis. Travis getting himself involved and having words with Siler Jordan. But Cashman is taking a hit and he's struggling to get back to his feet at the second. And oh, Jordan continues the assault. Travis, we knew we weren't going to stay quiet for very long, but Jordan, look at that, he's confident in his corner. He is very confident here with how things are going so far. Back to his feet now, and look at his, oh, flip through into a flip pile driver. Very nicely done there by Siler Jordan. And now Jordan has Cashman in a vulnerable position here. Look at this. What's he thinking? Has him in the head scissors. And just drills him down there. Very nicely done. It's Siler Jordan very much turning the tide back in his favor. And now Cashman. Oh, look at that big strike. Well escaped to the corner, though. And now these two trading blows with a big German suplex as Cashman tries to turn the tide again. Very nice work there by JW Cashman to escape the corner and flip into such a beautiful German suplex. Very nicely connected. Now has him on the ropes. Irish whip trying to get some leverage here. Oh, and just tosses him in the air. And the Cruiserweight showing a bit of strength there. Now Irish whip to the opposite side. Oh, not again. Oh, and look at the height he gets on that. We know he's a strong man, Cashman. And right now showing it. Opposite side of the rope. Oh, no. Oh, I know what he's thinking. Foster's moving out of the way. Cashman. Oh! Drives him down with a DDT right on the edge of the apron. And a stomp on the face for good measure. Well, what a start to this contest between these two. Neither one of them backing down early on. Remember, the winner will go to Resurrection pay-per-view to take on Mason Foster for the European Championship in what will be a truly fantastic spectacle. Up on the shoulders, looking to drop him down, but well countered there by Siler Jordan. Flips it into an inverted DDT. A count of 4 from the referee now. And Siler Jordan's going to bring it back into the referee. Bring it back into the match, excuse me. Oh, look at that. Driving his face down on the mat there. Oh, and a big jumping knee by Siler Jordan. Very nicely done. And now Cashman brought back into the ring by Jordan. He's exactly where Jordan wants him. He's thinking of the cutter again. Well dodged. And now sidestep. Can he capitalize? Can he throw him over the shoulder? He does with the suplex. Very nicely done. And now look at this. Cashman playing to the crowd, but not to the best of responses. We figured there wouldn't be a great response for him. Now was trying to advance while Jordan was down. Jordan able to counter and capitalize now, maybe. Cashman in a vulnerable position. This has been a fantastic battle between these two. Cashman back to his feet again. And now look at these two trading strikes again. And the leaping cutter is connected one more time. Oh, look at Siler Jordan right in the face of Travis Cottrell, who's looks like he was having words with the referee there. He's right in his face. Oh! Where did that come from? $1 million shot! And that has knocked people out in the past. Is that going to do it tonight? Siler Jordan's in trouble. Cashman to get a shot at the championship. No, 2.5. Big kick out. And that caught everyone off guard. $1 million shot from out of nowhere. And that almost put Siler Jordan away. But now Jordan, oh look at this, into the submission. Oh, but look at that, that is a fingertip away from the ropes, and I think Cashman knows it, but he can't reach it. Siler Jordan's done it. And look at Cashman down on the apron. Beautiful submission hold by Siler Jordan. And he had no choice but to tap out. And Siler Jordan gets the job done. A huge victory. Oh, look at this Cashman, though. Back to his feet. Look at it, trying to get a cheap shot. But no, Siler Jordan's not going to let him. This is his night, and he's not going to let him ruin it. And the Natural Born Thriller puts on a thrilling performance and sends Cashman packing. For Mason Foster, there you have it. Your challenger for the European Championship, Siler Jordan. Well, that is going to be an incredible match at the Resurrection pay-per-view. Siler Jordan, in a matter of a month, has already managed to emerge into the title picture. But can he carry the momentum that he has built and take it with him to the European Championship match? Or will Mason Foster, the Welsh Dragon, continue his momentum, of course, and manage to retain the championship? It's going to be a big contest. We'll have to wait and see how it goes, but it is time to move on down the rest of the card. Last up tonight before the main event, we have a one-on-one contest between the two people who have qualified on the Mayhem brand so far for the Hardcore Championship ladder match. We found out earlier on tonight, after beating Rage, that James Rowley will be the third entry into that match. But tonight, Robert Hall is... Oh my God! Okay, maybe not. And look at this, Tyson Jackson now coming straight for him, but well sidestepped by Robert Hall. Clearly, he saw that one coming. Well, Tyson Jackson last week attacking the his opponent after his victory, and that was Jax Wolf with a steel chair taking him out. And now tonight, not even waiting to get in the ring to take out Robert Hall. Well, I guess they better prepare for this type of circumstance. It is going to be hardcore around here from now on with the Hardcore Championship. These two fighting for it as well, and it looks like Tyson Jackson wanting to get a head start here on his matchup. And Robert Hall not going to let him get away with it that easy. Big takedown there with the shotgun dropkick. And is this match even going to make it to the ring? It doesn't look like it. This current state, these two just tossing each other around now. Oh, and a beautiful little dive there by Robert Hall. Didn't quite get all of it. And oh, went for a leg drop. Well rolled out of the way by Tyson Jackson, who just kicks back down Robert Hall. And is this match going to get underway? I don't know. The referee waiting to see if they do make it back to the ring. They're heading towards the ringside area. But this is crazy stuff. Tyson Jackson clearly come back with Season 2 with a completely different attitude. He's come back to WIW with a different attitude. We saw the beatdown that he gave original Brads at Insomnia. And now it looks like Tyson Jackson is ready to rain hell in the hardcore division. And the crowd are not happy. But it does look like... Oh, and a big knee again. It does look like the referee is waiting to see if this match is coming in the ring. He's telling them to get in the ring so they can get this on the way. But Robert Hall struggling to even get up right now from the ambush that he's being received from Tyson Jackson. Well, Jackson's made his way back into the ring. He's waiting for Robert Hall. And look at this. Proud of himself, admiring the work he's done. The crowd are not happy. But Robert Hall is back in the ring, and the referee rings the bell. And look at this. Robert Hall straight in with a spine buster. Well, what a way to kick off this contest. We knew it was going to be crazy between these guys for the next couple of weeks while they all hunt to become the first ever hardcore champion. But look at the chaos that we have already between these two. Kicked off in a bang, and now Tyson Jackson getting his comeuppance right now, receiving it from the submission specialist that is Robert Hall. And now Robert Hall, oh, and a beautiful little eye rake there, very nicely done. And Robert Hall, who has gained so much momentum as of late to the point where he became the first ever winner and recipient of the Nathan Logue Memorial Royal Rumble match at Insomnia. Went on to challenge for the television championship in the Open Invitational. Couldn't win that, but now in pursuit of becoming the first ever hardcore champion and cementing himself in history as the first ever hardcore champion. Now, you never forget the first ever champion. Of course, Rage, the first ever world champion. Jace, another Dragon Dynasty member, funny enough, former European first ever European champion. And Oliver Regen, first Cruiserweight champion. You know, I could list them all day long. You don't forget them. Their names go forever in the history books. You can't forget them even if you try. Into the cover goes Robert Hall here, just trying to get out of here. And Robert Hall, I don't expect was thinking that this was going to be quite like this. Not quite the contest that I expect he was waiting for here tonight. Oh, was thinking Codebreaker. Well, sidestepped. And a chop block takes down the Dragon. And Tyson Jackson under heavy fire. Kick to the gut. I see what Robert Hall's thinking. Looking for the gut buster. Connects beautifully. And Tyson Jackson in a bad place. Could not go for Hell's Gate in this position. Well scouted. And instead, look at this. Right in his face, taunting him again. Oh, but he might have been caught taunting here. He doesn't. And now what's he thinking? Look at this again. He's too busy taunting. And now might pay for it. Roll up here by Robert Hall. And I think the arm was hooked there for the rope break. And the referee didn't make a count. Big mistake there by the Dragon. And what was he thinking? He finally turned the tide. But he hasn't been in control of this match enough to taunt. Robert Hall now taunting. Clearly some animosity between these two superstars. And now on the ropes, a bad place to be. Robert Hall can do a lot of things when he has you on the ropes. And he's going for one of them right here. The Dragon being made to suffer for his ambush on the ramp. Suicide dive. Beautiful. Perfected move there by Robert Hall. And the Dragon felt the full effects of that one. Oh, but look at this. Oh, straight back to his feet. And with a running DDT, the Dragon now ready to settle for the count out here. The referee at a count of 3, though. I doubt Robert Hall's going to get counted out, but look at this. Jackson has come back with a really different attitude. Well, we knew he was willing to do whatever it takes in the past, but we've never seen him quite so disrespectful in the past. We know he's willing to do whatever it takes, but never seen him stoop this low with this type of behavior. The Dragon was always ready to step in the ring with anyone who came at him, but it looks like now he's taking matters into his own hand. And what's he thinking here now? Look at this, dancing on him, mocking Robert Hall. Oh, and a massive fist drop down. Beautiful strike. And once again, some more taunting as he squares up his opponent. And this is not a good place to be. In a lot of trouble. Oh, I see what he's going for. Submission hold. But the rope is right there. Is he going to make the submission specialist tap out? Robert Hall's in trouble. He is tapping out. And Tyson Jackson blindsiding him at the top of the ramp pays off. He gets the job done here tonight. Huge victory for him, giving him momentum coming into the Hardcore Championship ladder match. And it looks like we'll be seeing these two colliding a bit more often now. But they both have eyes on the Hardcore Championship. Robert Hall is not going to be happy about this. He's gained some brilliant momentum over the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months to be honest. And for this to be the end result of this matchup is not what he's going to want coming into the pay-per-view. But the Dragon sends a statement. He has come back to WIW and he is not here to play around. He is here to do whatever it takes to get his hands on gold. And the gold he has his eyes set on today is the Hardcore Champion. He wants to become the first ever Hardcore Champion at the Resurrection pay-per-view. Oh, it's shaping up to be a great pay-per-view. We already know 3 of the 4 men from Mayhem. We're still waiting to crown the final few. But can the Dragon cement himself as the first ever Hardcore Champion? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it is time for tonight's main event. It's been another chaotic night as we are building towards the Resurrection pay-per-view. But tonight's main event, we get to see for the first time since Insomnia, the WIW Champion step into the ring tonight under the orders of the new General Manager, Mort Goldberg. And he has not taken a liking to Brad Skeens and the Justice Movement, that is for sure. But here he comes, the WIW Champion tonight, forced into this matchup. Of course, that was not what was scheduled. It was supposed to be Stephen Miller versus AD Nathaniel. That was supposed to be what was originally agreed, but it looks like the general manager had a change of heart. And instead, tonight, the WIW Champion will step into the ring for the first time since Insomnia, where he became the 5th ever WIW Champion. And of course, at Resurrection pay-per-view, the odds are in his favor to retain, as Stephen Miller will get his rematch in a 3-on-1 elimination handicap match. So not only does he have to pin Skeens, but he has to pin Nathaniel, and he has to pin Lachlan as well. It's going to be near impossible for Stephen Miller, but if anyone can get it done, it is the real deal of Monday Night Mayhem. We'll have to wait and see if he really can do it. But Brad Skeens tonight will now be eagerly awaiting to see who his opponent is for the evening. We don't know. No one knows. Who is it going to be? Okay. Oh, no. That is not someone you are going to want to see walking down the ramp. Brad Skeens not looking too happy inside the ring for the first time in season number 2. It is the masked monster. That is Dixon. Oh my god, the imposing threat. The man who has been chasing glory for quite some time, but the main priority for this man is beating the living hell out of his victims. That's what he loves to do, and it looks like Mort Goldberg has seen that, and he believes that he can teach the champion a lesson. Remember, though, that Lachlan and Nathaniel are banned from ringside. If Justice get involved in the match, Mort Goldberg will be punishing the WIW champion. And he can't afford to let that happen, because who knows what could happen. He could turn it back into a one-on-one match. So I guess, I hope Brad Skeens was wise enough to tell his team, no, don't come down to the ring tonight. Let me deal with whoever's coming down to the ring. But I don't think he was quite prepared for the monster that he's about to have to deal with. Dixon versus Brad Skeens. These two have collided before. But let's see what the outcome is tonight in tonight's big main event. The WIW champion out here for the first time tonight. Oh, look at this. Dixon coming right for him. Dixon clearly being told to lay waste to the WIW champion here tonight. And he's clearly not ready for in-ring action. He did not come here for a fight tonight. He was only here to really just to watch on as Nathaniel was supposed to take on Steve Miller. But now it looks like the masked monster ready to dethrone Brad Skeens right here and put an embarrassing twist to the story right here. The man who's been so confident over the last couple of weeks, having his body crew by his backup crew by his side, but now tonight facing his toughest challenge yet since winning the championship. And the thing is, though, that I think everything about him joining the Justice Movement was just such a big surprise. I mean, Brad Skeens has always been a man who, yes, he's had some strong views and opinions, but he's always been a man who, if he wants it, he will go and fight for it. He's not someone who just backs down from a challenge. But now tonight he's facing a big challenge in the size that is Dixon. Oh, big counter though by Brad Skeens. Skeens now, after a slow start, facing with Dixon. He's turning the tide back in his favor if he can now. Trying to get him up for something big if he can. Can't quite. A big neck breaker there by Dixon. And now Dixon, what's he thinking? Dixon with a full head of steam there. A beautiful leg drop. Oh, and he's not down there. He's looking for another one. This time flipping through as well. And Dixon came to fight tonight. And look at a smile on his face. That sinister smile of Dixon. He comes out here to punish his victims tonight. And Dixon has him down. You've got to imagine Dixon might be in contention for the Hardcore title. Could you imagine him holding the Hardcore Championship? I'd love to see the man who takes that from him. Oh, went for a running punch there. Couldn't quite get it. And now the strike's coming in from Dixon. And the massive clothesline sets him up in a vulnerable position. Looking for the burning hammer. The WIW champion in a lot of trouble. Drills his head down on the apron. Count to 100. Dixon just knocks it. Oh! Or maybe not. I thought he had him. I thought it was over, and I think Dixon did too. And I'm not sure if it was a wise decision for Skeens to kick out, but he's still fighting on. He hasn't exactly been a fighting champion since capturing the title. This is his first time back in the ring. Bearing in mind he won the title 3 weeks ago. And I mean, unless you want to count the opening night, which I don't think you can, because he's not a part of the match legally. And Skeens forcing his way out the ring. He needs to get some space and breathing room, because he was not prepared for this. But look at this, Dixon playing chase. The masked monster continuing to rampage here through the ring at the ringside area. Well, Stephen Miller, you know, is backstage, and he is loving every minute of this. Brad Skeens went for the clothesline, miscalculated, and Dixon making him pay for that miscalculation, taking him down. The count is rising. Is Dixon ready to do enough of punishment here on the outside to just take the count out? We know Dixon, he has been chasing titles for the last couple of months here, but his key priority, his #1 goal in WIW is to punish and to hurt people. And right now, Brad Skeens feeling the full effect of the monster here tonight. into the cover. He's faced a lot of beat down here tonight, but he's still not going away. Dixon trying to figure out what to do here to keep Skeens down. He's thrown his best shots, but still not managed to do anything. Big choke slam after catching the leg of Skeens. Skeens now. Oh, Jesus. The follow through on that clothesline. So devastating. Skeens, though, still not staying down. Oh, now's not the time to be taunting. He's going to be made to pay here with a big slam. What is Skeens doing? He's being absolutely destroyed, and yet he's still dancing around the arena here on Dixon. But the champ not backing down. He's still somehow getting back to his feet. Up he gets. And now look at this dancing again. How can you be doing that? Look at this. Dixon makes him pay. You can't afford to be dancing in the face of Dixon. He will make you pay for it. And he's going to make him pay in the worst way here. Setting him up again maybe for the Burning Hammer. Brad Skeens in a lot of trouble. In a perfect position to carry him to the middle of the ring. Burning Hammer. And that is his own fault. He refused to take this match seriously. And Brad Skeens falls at the What? What? Another 2 count? How the hell is he still getting up? I don't think Dixon can... I can't believe it. Somehow he's still going. And now Dixon continuing to hammer away on the WIW champion. 2 big splashes. Almost thinking Burning Hammer again. Well escaped by Skeens. Skeens, can he do something now? He can't afford to keep dancing on him. And a big clothesline again, folding him inside out. Dixon absolutely brutalizing the WIW champion. And now gets him up again, maybe into the Burning Hammer position. No, this time a gut buster. Skeens needs something big here, and he just doesn't seem to be bringing anything to the fight. Look at this. Oh, slamming him down. We haven't seen that one before from Dixon. But Dixon's not done. Dixon's not done. He's getting him in the corner again, maybe looking for another Burning Hammer. No, we're pummeling away in the corner with the fists. Trying to set him up for the Burning Hammer. Skeens needs to fight back. He needs something, because Dixon is not slowing down for the 3rd time. Could possibly be breaking his head at this point. But Dixon with a 3rd Burning Hammer. Surely this is it. I don't want to speak too soon for the 3rd time, but there it is. Dixon knocks off the WIW champion. Well, that was an absolute assault on Brad Skeens, and to be honest, it was his own fault. It really, really was. Oh, but wait a minute, look at this. Steve Miller takes out Dixon and Skeens. Steve Miller has had enough. He's snapped, and he takes advantage of the downed Brad Skeens and Dixon, who didn't see him coming. Steve Miller, to a huge ovation from the crowd, levels the playing field out here by taking out Skeens. But what a main event. Dixon sending a message to everyone back in the locker room, but Brad Skeens, he's not going to be happy with tonight's proceedings. That is for sure. But what a way to end tonight's show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.